I'm calling the meeting to order. Joint public hearing of the Salem City Council and Planning Board is being held remotely on Thursday, September 30th, 2021 at 7 p.m. for the purpose of discussing a zoning ordinance amendment relative to the Waterfront Industrial Overlay District, WIOD. Complete text of the proposed amendments to the zoning ordinance is noted below on the agenda and on file and available for inspection by calling or emailing the city clerk's office at 93 Washington Street, Salem, Mass. at 978-619-5610 or isimons@salem.com or the Department of Planning and Community Development, second floor, City Hall Annex, 98 Washington Street, Salem, Mass. 978-619-5685. Notice of this meeting was posted on September 17, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. and advertised in the Salem News on June 30th, 2021 and July 7, 2021. Absent are Councilors Flynn, I think Councilor Flynn is the only one missing, right? Councilor McCarthy, you there?
Madam President, it appears that Councilors Flynn, Przynski, and Dominguez are not in the meeting.
Thank you.
All the rest are here. I have a big screen I can see.
Okay, so many screens. Councilors Flynn, Przynski, and Dominguez are absent. Also joining us are members of the Planning Board, and I will turn that over to Chair Grissett to do a roll call.
Thank you very much, Councilor Madore. I'd like to call this meeting, joint meeting of the Salem Planning Board and the City Council. I'm calling the Planning Board to order. Cassie, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Bill Grissett.
Present.
Zach Counter.
Present.
Carol Hamilton.
Present.
Sarah Tarbett.
Present.
Todd Waller.
Present.
Ellen Sides.
Present.
Tom Fury.
Yes.
And Noah Koretz and Kurt Reeder both informed me that they would not be present this evening. Absent.
Thank you, Cassie. Councilor Madore.
Thank you, Chair Grissett. Also in attendance, we have Amanda Chincola from the Department of Planning and Community Development. And we also have Cassie, who is supporting as a staff planner for the Planning Board. Don't believe we have anybody else joining us tonight. Is that correct, Amanda?
Yep, just from DPCD. It's Cassie and I, and then Maureen in the city clerk's office.
Thank you. And so tonight we are taking on a continuation of the joint public hearing for amending zoning relative to the Waterfront Industrial Overlay District. And I will now call on Councilor Terrio.
Thank you, Madam President. So briefly, just to recap what we're doing here and where we're at, this is a zoning action that we're looking at for removing potentially the ability to host a PUD, planned unit development within the Waterlay Industrial Waterfront District, which is a district that is capable, that contains, by definition, is eligible to be applied to any industrial parcel on the waterfront that is 25 acres or more in size. Currently, only Shetland is that applies to, but there are other properties on the on the waterfront that this could apply to. Footprint, I believe, is one. The Essex Sewage District, I believe, is approximately the appropriate size, and I believe there could be one or two others. So where we are at with this is Shetland, the administration, along with the planning department and our legals team, are working with Shetland right now to try and establish a stakeholder group where we can hopefully come up with parameters of an agreement between the parties that would make this moot as a zoning measure. That would be my fondest hope, that we can just have an agreement between all the parties and move forward. But meanwhile, this is a process. We held our first meeting, and because we had to continue to a date certain, this was selected in the hopes that talks would have progressed. They are progressing, but are not ready to come up with anything yet. So my recommendation, unless anybody else has anything to add, I would move that we continue this further to a date certain, and looking at the calendar, I think November 16th at 6 p.m. would be an appropriate time. It's the several days after Veterans Day, a couple weeks after the election, and 2 days before what I believe will be the City Council's November meeting. So we could take action and send it to the planning board. Hopefully at that point, the ensuing 6 to 7 weeks that it would take would hopefully allow the stakeholder group to come up with something that would come before us and either be able to adjust or even eliminate the need for us to proceed.
Councilor Terrio moves to continue the hearing until Tuesday, November 16th at 6
As a date
p.m.
certain, yes.
Date certain, November 16th at 6 p.m. Is there a second? Councilor DeVoe.
Under discussion?
Seconded by Councilor McCarthy. Under discussion, Councilor DeVoe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think that while we're all here and present, perhaps we can have a discussion on it, because there are quite a few businesses at Shetland that are worried about their leases and worried about basically being soft evicted out of the property. So let's take a few minutes and have a discussion while we're all here about what is happening down there now and what do we want it to look like going forward, rather than waiting.
You have the floor, and let the record reflect that Councilor Dominguez has joined us.
Well, as I just said, there are quite a few businesses down there that I've met with that are worried that they are going to have to find a home somewhere else, and that all the good jobs that are down there now, quite a few of them will be lost in the whole exercise if housing does go forward at Shetland. So, I'd like to hear some comments where everybody is on this, what your thoughts are. I am against putting a significant amount of housing on Shetland. Quite a few businesses that I have talked to, several of them have not had their leases renewed. Several of them had their rents increased by 60% or so. Some have lost parking, and some can see the writing on the wall, what's coming, the way it's maneuvering. After the brakes were put on it, on the 1,425 units, the owners of the property continued with a couple of additional public meetings that were pushing the 1,425 units, or some number. They had backed off the 1,425 units. So I'd like to hear if others are concerned with losing all the jobs down there as well. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Motion on the floor is to continue to the date certain on November 16th, seconded by Councilor McCarthy. Councilor Terrio.
Thank you, Madam President. So just to respond to that somewhat, the entire reason we're here is because of the threat to the job-producing businesses that are in there. So, it's not a matter of a lack of concern or anything like that has us in this meeting or has us continue it. This is the reason we came here in the first place. So I will say, from my standpoint at least, I'll say something that I've been saying since this first came forward, which is I don't have any inherent problem with some housing being added to that site. What I do have a problem with is I have a problem with seeing businesses that employ people and serve Salem people as well being displaced in order to provide that housing. So if we can, and that's the whole reason for putting together a stakeholder group to work with Shetland to come up with the parameters of what we collectively as a city council, as a planning board, and on behalf of the commercial tenants there right now would find to be acceptable, broadly acceptable. And should we come to something that everybody can be on board with, then the need for a zoning change becomes irrelevant, provided that something is come up with that Shetland is willing to sign off with and agree to. If Shetland is not willing to agree to something that we all are comfortable with, then we can continue moving this down the tracks. As it stands right now, because this has been filed and it is before us, as long as this remains in place, they are unable to file anything until this either passes, fails, or is withdrawn. So continuation allows for that process to continue to take place. I'm assuming that any negotiations discussion will take some time. I expect to be involved in that process. I'm sure the Ward 1 councillor will be involved in that process, and there will be other representatives from other groups. But the goal here is to make sure that all the businesses that are serving Salem residents, employing Salem residents and providing us with commercial tax revenue are able to continue there without the disruption. So, it's basically the answer is we're on it.
Thank you. Any further discussion from members of the council? Motion on the floor is to continue to November 16. Seeing none, Chair Grissett.
Thank you very much. Are there members of the Salem Planning Board who wish to weigh in at this point? Now, before I turn it over to other members, I'll say myself, I think Councilor Turiel hit the nail on the head. This is an opportunity for the stakeholders to be marshaled, meet, and help make this a better project, make it a project that does not displace Salem businesses, Salem residents and others who work at these businesses and serve the residents of Salem and elsewhere. I think we can all agree that that is a very important component of anything that be maintained. I believe the stakeholders group is the next best step here. Other members of the planning board wish to weigh in this evening.
Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Fury. Thank you.
I wish to thank Councilor Dibble for the opportunity to speak tonight and make this meeting any positive. The waterfront and the harbor is our new frontier for the 21st century. We should allow every possibility to take place. My sister graduated from St. James School. My sister Mary graduated the day after graduating from St. James School. She got a great job at the Cumming Center, which would be the United Shoe. Great job, absolutely great job, and she loved it. Who would ever believe the United Shoe is the Cumming Center now? Filled with possibility, housing, creative jobs, great jobs, high-paying jobs, entertainment, colleges, doctors, dentists. It has a whole host of great possibilities for Beverly. It's a centerpiece for Beverly, and I think this Shetland Park can have the infinite possibilities. We shouldn't shut down any possibilities, any choices, whether it's housing or technology or the 21st century, whatever it may be. But I think we have to give us the opportunity and the privilege to, it's got to play an integral part in this election coming up for the mayor, city council, and for the future of Salem. I think the different wards will have an input. Ward 1, Councilor McCarthy, indeed, with the Harbor Commission, and Councilor Turiel. I think we have infinite possibility, and the planning board is there to help out. And I think it's going to be an exciting opportunity, but no possibility should be let go. Housing, you look at the Cumming Center now, housing, condominiums, everything's under the roof of the Cumming Center, a world-class place, the hub of the Beverly. They get traffic in and out. So I think it could be positive for the neighborhood, for the stores that are there now that could reinvest, reinvigorate, reinvent themselves. Maybe another, like a multicultural shopping center there for food and different places, and maybe even for the neighborhood to be an intricate part of it. So this could be a win-win situation, I believe, for the city of Salem, the neighborhood, the present businesses, the future businesses. For the 21st century, no possibility. It's infinite possibilities down there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fury. Always a positive outlook, and that I know is appreciated not just by me, but by others. Other members of the planning board with comments and thoughts about the project this evening. Councilor Medor, I would say that the planning board has given its 2 cents, if you will, and I turn it back to you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Chair Grissett. Motion on the floor is to continue the hearing, the joint public hearing, to date certain on November 16th at 6 p.m. Seconded by Councilor McCarthy. For discussion, Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Madam President. I'll be brief. I totally concur. I think that we saw some emails this afternoon from both the lawyer representing the Shetland property and our own city solicitor relative to some legal questions. I think that those legal questions need to be addressed. And I also think that as Chairman Grissett said in Councilor Turiel as well, I think that we need to engage Shetland. I think we were all caught off guard when they first filed and then withdrew with the state with their proposal. And, they've since taken a giant step back. And I think we're back to, we're back to the starting point again with them and trying to build some consensus about something that will, A, enhance the neighborhood, and B, retain the businesses that are there. So I think this is I understand the reason for the filing of this joint public hearing, but I also understand that we also need to engage them and get them at the table and have a discussion to see what will be best work for everyone involved. I mean, I've been at a whole bunch of Point neighborhood meetings, and the Point neighborhood participants have their own thoughts on what should be there, and they want to enhance the neighborhood. They don't want development to, as I don't think any of us want a development to overpower the neighborhood or the city, but at the same time be respectful of, as we've all stated, the businesses that are there. So I think the next logical step is to continue and then work with the task force or the working group or whatever you want to call it in order to engage Shetland to find out what their thoughts are and get them with some stakeholders that will build some consensus of something we can bring back to and have a legitimate conversation. I don't think now is the time to have that conversation. So that's why I supported the amendment to move forward to a date certain. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on the motion to continue to date certain on November 16th at 6 p.m., Madam Assistant City Clerk, could you call a roll, or should we just do a hand vote?
I can do a roll call if you'd like, Council.
Counselor?
Yep, Amanda, go ahead.
Could we just check in with the planning board to make sure we have a quorum of members available on the 16th?
Yes.
Amanda, I am, and Council Medor, I am available on the 16th.
Yes. I am as well.
I am too.
Me too.
And as well.
Okay, so we have a quorum.
City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Turiel,
Yes.
Councilor Sargent,
Yes.
Councilor Riccardi,
Yes.
Councilor Marcillo,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Hapworth,
Yes.
Councilor Dominguez,
Yes.
Councilor Dibble,
Yes.
Council President Medor.
On the motion to continue the joint public hearing to date certain on November 16 at 6 p.m., we have 9 councilors voting, 9 affirmative, 2 absent. The motion carries. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Madam President. I move we adjourn.
Council Terry moves to adjourn. All those in favor? The 9 hands. All opposed. We are adjourned. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Right.